Alright, what's good, everybody? Let me make an adjustment right now. Okay, I gotta go to settings, sound. I don't know what it is about this game, but when you like mute it and then try to like unmute it, man. Doesn't really work out. Hope this loud ass pop song doesn't come in because I really don't like it. You guys remember last time I was getting my ass beat? Specifically in this fight. Let me make some adjustments here. I can't even trust my own devices for audio checks. Latency is such a huge problem with all of this. I'm speaking right now and I can't even hear myself. So I had to play this a little bit more quickly than I'm used to. I might have to come back and actually get more swag, but I finally learned how to use overboost. It was kind of taken for granted by the community that I would eventually learn how to do this on my own. Yeah, I had to research it, but if it wasn't for that research, I would still be with a weak ass Cloud. I got him his ultimate weapon as well, so let me try to get where's Funda at? Get Nandara. Well, if you have Thundara Blow, let me actually bless you with something. What's your limit break? Let's... Yeah, cross slash, that's good enough. After a couple of missions, I'm gonna have to like switch over to another device, or charge this one. Okay, just beat the clock. Oh, you were in trouble. Either way, I had crossed. And to quote Drake's father, that's dead on that. Oh man, I love how Gold Saucer looks in Epic Crisis. Well, you're a toy that has life breathed into it by an Inspire, although I don't know many other Inspires in FF7 world. Oh, they kept this from OG. I like that. The lowest of the low. That insult is actually kind of like the funniest to me because I had a friend whose Goonie Goon group was called exactly that. Yeah, but Temple of the Ancients is going to be the next chapter. Some people think that it's going to end in Forgotten Capital. I'm not so sure. Because Temple of the Ancients has two boss fights, one against Red Dragon and the other against Demon Wall. It's got a whole dungeon segment, and they're probably going to save the Genova life fight and all of that for like a chapter 10. Although that would be a short-ass chapter 10. Maybe I don't know what they will do. Do like a combo deal. Gold Sauce Gaming. So how you doing, Olu? As you can see, I'm still a Koofy boy. You know, I finally learned how to overboost in that game, so I feel like the game is finally fair for me. Before it was like everything was kicking my ass, because I didn't know how to use my gotcha poles correctly. It's like, the settings for this game in default is so bad. Hey yo, Sisney has some big ass feet. Yep. Before I would have like 14 of the same swords stockpiled, and I just was weak as hell. But then I learned how to break those swords down and like enhance my weapons, so I can actually do some harder missions. I wonder if they're gonna give him his like underwear fit and the umbrella sword. I just realized they have the blade on the other end like a sakabata. That's so interesting because Genesis doesn't really use a sword like that. Ah man, I'm actually a little disappointed that they didn't turn that into like a fight that you can play with and give you the new fit. Maybe like the option to pull some umbrella gear. Radiant plume. No, thank you. Ugh. This is looking kind of blurry. Like this game needs some eyeglasses. Crying over a woman in the rain. Oh wow. Really? They are rushing this chapter. Wait, why is his sword... I guess only the OG one uses the rapier blade. Honestly, I'd rather have Sephiroth cells and Gillian cells. Sephiroth cells make you go crazy, but imagine having some other dude's luck. I'm gonna feel like a Stan or something. I'm curious if they're gonna have the fight against Guard Scorpion. I saw a similar blade when I was on my social arts YouTube channel. You know, it's actually kind of surprising how athletic Hollander is, because he was able to overpower Cloud, who was like the second most physically fit dude in the Chapter 5 operation. And he's able to just like run away from Zack in Chapter 3 and Chapter 6. So, you know, he's like this thick dude wearing Birkenstocks, but he's actually pretty athletic. He might have been like a D1 athlete before getting that science scholarship. I can relate, I have crazy motion sickness. It's usually my battery's getting low.
これでよしっと。
Hopefully that resolves things, because I know this laptop, it's pretty, like, up to date, but it just doesn't have the juice like that. You know, Cisne, her arc is kind of built around trust. At least in this story. Like, I've only played for like a fan remake of Before Crisis, but is trust like a big thing in that game? I'll have to go back and see it, because it's just such a standout concept. I mean, betrayal does happen in this game quite a bit, but Before Crisis is the one that also has quite a bit of like double agents and, you know, twists upon twists, and who's really like the good guy and bad guy. No, wait, they really did it. Even though they have the assets for it, they actually skipped the Guard Scorpion fight. I was actually looking forward to that fight. You know, this like redo of the death of Genesis, or the fake out death of Genesis, reminds me of Albedo's death in Xenosaga 2, where he was like carried out by the Kirschwassers. I prefer like the falling one, because when you see someone like falling like that in fiction, it usually just means they're out of sight, so there's plausible deniability. In real life, if you see someone fall from that high, it's kind of safe to assume that they're gone. Oof. Those water textures look rough. It looks like gel. It's almost like liquid Vicks Vapor Rub. Oh wow, this is a surprise. They're actually starting with chapter 7. I mean, ending with chapter 7. So definitely we're going to be chapter 8. In Ever Crisis and like chapter 7 of Crisis 4. So even like the Angel-Gillian clones go for degradation. It's only Angel who's able to not experience degradation. Ooh, I like this remix. Like that acoustic guitar is being used pretty well.
一瞬で決める。よし、片付いた。Yeah, this place looks kind of blurry too. Maybe it's my settings. Oh no, I think it really is my settings. You see, I kind of run this. 怖いもの知らずだな。てら。絶好調。
listen to like NBA commentary in the background and not have to think so hard. Especially if I'm going for like repetitive grinding and I don't really like care about the content that I'm doing for the 50th time in a row. Well, let me get rid of this guy. He has such a good username. Macabre Portal. But he's a whole fucking, like, bot. Power levels are getting kind of fixed. I guess they didn't include any of this in the trailer because they thought it would be kind of boring. Because I've noticed that a lot of these trailers promoting these chapters, they'll skip out on things that are genuinely surprising, like this type of content over here. Or in the case of January's update of OG, they didn't let us know that we were going to see Mutai.
邪魔すんな。はっ。うれ。はっ。
So now I'm pretty certain that this is going to be the year where we see the end of Crisis Core. And I think that there's no better follow-up to Crisis Core if you're gonna do the free campaign at once thing than before Crisis. Wait, you're going to use the tires as wheels? Oh, we got the lowest score. wonder if this is gonna be the last one. Oh wow, this camera angle is unique. You don't really get this in Never Crisis a lot. Okay, the beat is really fire, but like the way the main melody is arranged kind of is a little too soft. And with this fire as beat, I was expecting something a little bit more high umph. You know, Sephiroth is grown, he has power now, he could pretty much do whatever he wants. I did like the friendship Zack and Cait Sith. So he's gonna be stationed at Fort Condor. Even in Ever Crisis, we never really went to Fort Condor properly. Although I'm not the biggest fan of Fort Condor and OG myself, because RTS just never made me like fall in love. The minigame in fucking Remake and Rebirth is pretty good. It'd be nice if we got that exchange with Song. Oh, it was just a divergence we could get out. You know, that does make me think that Zack would make it for an interesting salesperson. did want at least that scene if we're going to represent chapter 7. But I'm surprised we haven't gotten a dungeon out of this one. Wait, you could see the back of his head and not recognize him? You have to see him from the front? How many dudes have that blonde bedhead in this universe? I only recognize him for his pretty blue eyes. Interesting. So it's going to like the peaceful part of Nibelheim. I was gonna say something weird, but I had to hold myself back. I noticed weirdo is the insult they make a lot of these lighthearted protagonists use. Like, I remember they had fucking Goku call someone a weirdo in a video game. I guess it's because being called a weirdo is not bad, like, hurtful. Being called weird can be. As we've seen people get riled up by that in 2024. A weirdo? No. Why does Tifa's dad move his hips like that when he walks? tempted to go back to the OG chapter and kind of compare how it's depicted in Ever Crisis and Crisis Core. Yeah, but this depiction of the Nibelheim incident doesn't really have Zengen. Yeah, I just recall this is probably where we're gonna see Genesis in the Nibelheim incident. Ooh! Getting a little bit of static now. And this chapter is just full of surprises. They didn't show us all of this. You know, one thing I'm a little disappointed with in regards to Crisis Core Remaster is that they didn't have like a chapter select feature. That's the kind of shove that like your girlfriend does to you. footsteps normally. Oh, they don't show you how Cloud gets knocked down. I always thought it looked funny in Crisis Core how he spontaneously Wait, could it be possible that our dungeon is going to be somewhere in Nibelheim? That's crazy. So here's a brief lesson. Kawaii means like scary. So he's probably calling them some scary ass motherfuckers in a sarcastic way. Especially if he ends the sentence off of like a net. Like, these guys sure are scary, right? You guys sure are scary. Yeah, this is another transcript scene. So for the record, I have the Buster Sword in gold for both Cloud and Zack now. Although, in the case of Zack, it's not overboosted like Cloud's Buster Sword. Again, it just kind of like warps in. They didn't want to work on having too many animations for these chibi characters. Semi-chibi. This chapter is lengthy. Let me look at my playtime. Oh, yes indeed. If I would have not charged this laptop, it would have been dead by now. I bet you the Wi-Fi in Nibelheim is really bad. Hold on. Let me check. crash out scene. Oh wow, that sucks. Once again, I feel like George Lopez. I can't have nothing around here. Like, he's a dunker. This sword is pretty consistent at piercing the ground. These ostriches. Hell nah. Really now. I was thinking it was going to be at a higher battle level because this is where we get our dungeon. I noticed that these trailers, they want to treat you, so they don't showcase anything that would surprise you for special moments like this. Basically, just whenever that event happens. And then just the game.
舞い戻ろう。
絶好調。
So once again, Zack uses fall damage. Not so much the power of Sephiroth's blows and the kinetic energy they imprint on him. Oh, that's a common, like... you guys just, like, phase through existence. God was just kind of going full tilt right there, no defense. So yeah, in Last Order and before Crisis, he kind of just falls on the pipe and then decides to jump off, feeling the call of Nova. Which people kind of said, I don't like it, but at the same time, it's not like things were gonna look good for Sephiroth. He would have just been in critical condition, falling to his wounds, and likely arrested and used as like an experiment. So he did lose either way. It was just more like he had enough in him to gracefully return to his catatonic state deep within the planet. So probably gonna get a lot of characters when you move up in levels. It looks similar to the Aerith that I have now. I did not expect it. So, I was pleasantly surprised when I found out that we were going to get Chapter 7 concepts to kind of follow up to Chapter 6. But I didn't think we were going to get Chapter 8 concept all the way through, especially. So now all that's left to adapt for Crisis Core is chapters 9 and 10. Whoever called it that there was really not a lot of material to get through, and they were just going to go full on rapid fire succession with adapting and depicting all the events, that Redditor was on his money. I was sure that next time we would get Chapter 7 content leading into Chapter 8. I didn't think they were going to do all three at once. Now, off screen, I'm going to do some premium stuff with this, premium quests, dailies, some of the event missions, just to keep myself topped off. Oh, but the hype is real, I will say that much. In the grand scheme of things, yeah, this might end in May, or it might end in August, which I do like the concept of like ending these stories in the summer so that when they have their anniversary years with more of a celebratory mood. Let me check some other stuff. I'm sure they're gonna have like some hard mode missions. Here's like a harder version of Sephiroth. I'm just gonna have that in the background while I discuss other matters. I'm not necessarily even interested in the actual fight itself, but... Oh wow, he's above level 90. So they wanted to really showcase this guy Let me change my build a little bit. Based on the resources I have, I actually consider the Genesis to be possibly harder for me now than Sephiroth. Okay, what is this? Water, let's not have that, so we got this, let's turn you into a fiend. he breathes when he gets. Okay, that felt more like a duel between two elite warriors. Let's see how this one plays out. Oh, that's ironic as hell. I'll deal with him later. Dennis is kind of a pain in the ass. Okay, so how much time has that been so far? I was content dense, but I was only like an hour and 20 minutes. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to switch over to the beginning of the next game I'm going to play for a little bit, and then I'm going to call it a day. So stay tuned. Be sure to hit refresh in a minute or so, because the show's not over yet. It's just gonna have a brief intermission.